Steve and Robin were glad to be back aboard Arabella after a long week back in Granby. With his mom's cancer, they haven't been able to plan anything in advance for quite a while, so they have to take advantage of the little adventures when and where they can.
Oh, it's good to be back on the boat.
Oh, so good.
I'm tired. It was a late night.
It's so late. It's way past my bedtime.
The only firm destination from here was to be in Rockland soon, about 80 miles up the coast, to lend a hand in the last-minute work and launch of the schooner Hindu. It would be at least a couple days to get there, and with so many potential stops along the way, Robin went through the books downstairs to find somewhere special, while Steve pointed the boat out of the harbor and out to sea.
Well, it's getting to be that time. I think we should figure out where we're going to hole up for the night.
Well, you've been sitting here diligently at the tiller. I've been sitting over there going through a cruising guide to the Maine coast. Our version's a little outdated, but the coast of Maine doesn't change too much, so we're going with it. So I know we had kind of talked about going into Boothbay.
Yeah, that's a pretty far ways in and out, right?
Yeah, especially just for one night. So I found this Damariscove Island, which seems like a really cool spot. It says, in 1966, Damariscove was given to the Nature Conservancy, and it's reverted to the remote and uninhabited spot it was before the Europeans came.
Oh, nice.
It's now owned and maintained as a preserve by the Boothbay Region Land Trust, which welcomes respectful visitors to what may well have been the first permanent settlement in the New World.
Oh, wow.
Right? So it says, if you're making passage along the coast and have no need for services, which we don't,
Nope.
Damariscove is a convenient and reasonably protected harbor under normal conditions. It's also a place of wild and desolate beauty, worth going a long way to visit. I love it here.
During the peak of the Ice Age, this spot would have been about 1.5 miles underneath the ice. The retreat of the final glaciers left their last marks on down east Maine about the same time that humans first arrived, about 12,000 years ago.
One type of rock, different type of rock. Look at that, just perfectly fused. Geology.
The vast network of islands and coves that were scoured under the massive pressure of the ice became some of the earliest settling places for the newly arrived Europeans. After the Abenaki people, Damariscove Island, 5 miles out to sea, was settled by European fishermen in the early 1600s. By 1620, there were fishermen living on the island year-round. They eventually built a fort to defend against the many raids the island experienced through the colonial wars and through the American Revolution. The pirate Black Sam Bellamy had a plan to use the island to create a pirate republic, to combine forces with the pirates of the Bahamas and wrest control of the shipping lanes and take North America for themselves. But he was caught in a nor'easter on Cape Cod and went down with most of his crew at the ripe old age of 28. Arabella has had a first anniversary on the water, but rather than looking to reach distant shores, Arabella has remained close to home. Steve's mom's cancer has made the first year on the boat a challenge for Steve and the channel. Not being able to make plans for far-flung adventures is not where Steve hoped he would be when he was toiling away in the boathouse for all those years. But family is family, and Steve is who he is, so he'll stay close by for the foreseeable future. We don't know what's next, but if you want to watch Steve and Robin continue to learn the ropes and become better sailors as they poke around New England, we'll continue to dream of sailing to all those faraway destinations that Arabella was built for. With that in mind, and after a particularly hard couple of weeks, we'll be cutting it a little shorter than usual, and we'll be back next week to show you the launching of the schooner Hindu, and Ann and Scott will come aboard for a sail.
Shall we?
Let's do it.
Can you go slip the mooring?
Yep. This thing is so gross. All right, you ready? I can drop it? Yep. All right. Hold on. All right, we're good.
Kiva, come.
One of the preparations that do need to be made for longer trips is teaching this dog to relieve himself on board. We'll keep you informed on how Akiva is progressing.